Hello everyone and welcome to today's morning report with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Antech Markets for Wednesday the 23rd of April. We've had a fairly muted handover from the Asian markets. They were pretty mixed. That came despite another strong close on Wall Street, that's the sixth consecutive higher close on the S&P 500, but that move couldn't really be translated into too much upside for the Asian markets, although the Nikkei was higher into the close, and that was helped by a weaker yen overnight. But the European stock markets are fairly flat and just slight losses on the DAX Xetra and the CAC 40, with the FTSE slightly higher. These moves coming after such considerable gains in the last couple of days on these European markets. On the FX side, the euro is slightly higher, along with the yen also. Pound is slightly lower, but the big mover would be the Aussie dollar, which is around about 1% lower, almost 90 pips down against the dollar. And that has come after the Aussie CPI missed expectations, and actually showed a slight decline to 2.9% on an annualised basis, down from 3.2% that had been expected on the Australian CPI there. The Chinese data also for the manufacturing was pretty much in line with expectations at 48.3. That was slightly higher than the 48.0, and there had been some talk that certainly if the number had come in below 48, that would have been fairly negative there. But reasonably supportive number there from the flash PMI data from China. That has certainly, if I show you the VIX, for example, the index of volatility shows the recent improvement in risk appetite, and also volatility has significantly declined in recent days, and that reflects certainly the improvement that we've seen in the stock markets. Certainly the S&P 500 up 6 days in a row now. Dollar index slightly lower, and that certainly that weakness that we saw yesterday is just continued slightly into today. So the dollar index showing that this recovery that we'd seen over the past week or so is just topped out slightly now. So just interesting look at the dollar there. The data that we need to watch out for today, that you've already having the raft of Eurozone PMI data for the flash numbers for France. France missed expectations slightly at 50.9. Germany beat expectations slightly at 54.2, and these flash numbers could result in a little bit of euro strength. And just in the past few minutes, euro is actually coming up stronger again on the back of that data. Other things we need to be watching out for is certainly the UK MPC meeting minutes at 9:30, and then this evening the Bank of New Zealand rate decision is at 10 o'clock tonight British time, where a rate hike is actually expected to 3% from 2.75. So that could be an interesting move for the New Zealand dollar this evening. For my chart of the day, the DAX Xetra, interesting move yesterday. We had a strong gain to the upside. Around about 1.7% the DAX was high yesterday, I think it was, and that took it above this reaction high at 9581. Which, interestingly, the FTSE failed to break above its equivalent high. So I talked about yesterday on my trading blog that the DAX is outperforming the FTSE on the rally days, and underperforming on the negative days. So we've seen in the past couple of days, 3 days now, of DAX gains, and that strong move has taken it above that reaction high, that lower reaction high that we saw in mid-April. So that's an interesting breakout. That actually reopens the high now of 9721. and these momentum indicators are fairly positive. You'd certainly say stochastics are nicely advancing. We've just had another bullish cross on the MACD lines, and also the RSI is pretty decent as well. On the intraday chart, you'll see it's slightly stretched, and that could be a reason why we're seeing a slight bit of weakness today. That could drag the DAX back into a bit of a consolidation band. With the 9540 to 9580, there's a decent band of support now, and that could be considered to be a buying opportunity, because that would quickly unwind this hourly overbought RSI figure, and that would probably be a buying opportunity for a retest of this 9721 key high that we've seen in early April. So the outlook for the DAX is certainly positive, and I would be using corrections in the DAX as a chance to buy, as I think it now looks like it's going to be retesting this high. Okay, so I wish you good luck in your trading on DAX today. A little bit of weakness early on, down 15 points at the moment, but as I said, any sort of weakness into that 9540 to 9580 band, it seems to be a bit of a buying opportunity. And I will speak to you later. Do not forget that we've got the UK interest rate, the UK Bank of England meeting minutes, and also these flash PMI data that could impact the DAX today. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will speak to you later.